Well, it's Monday, and that means it's time to understand the law. But before we do so, we want to say this. This segment is for informational purposes only. It does not constitute any legal advice. No attorney-client relationship is formed by watching or participating in this segment. So if you're looking for any specific legal advice, you do want to reach out to an attorney on your own. We got the paperwork out of the way. We welcome in Marshall Rice from Rice and Kindig here with us this afternoon. And Marshall, drunk driving. It obviously is a term that implies alcohol, but it's not just alcohol. Drug-impaired driving, just as bad.
That's right. You can have prescription medications, now have medical marijuana, and marijuana, then illegal drugs as well. So driving impaired is still treated the same as drunk driving.
And you mentioned that legal marijuana. I know it's kind of still a newer concept. It counts just the same as alcohol.
It does. It does. And so, you know, it's one of the things that we see in our office oftentimes is some of the worst crashes involve impaired driving. Yeah. And every once in a while, I actually had a deposition a few years ago where we were deposing one of the defendants, and she admitted that she was taking opioids while she was driving. And of course, she was never ticketed for it, but that obviously we felt like that played a role in the crash. And so we have to remember, you know, what's our medication list? Like what are we putting in our bodies? Is that going to impair us? Because if you hurt someone, there can be serious civil and potentially criminal consequences to that.
Yeah, for sure. And you know, you get the prescription from the doctor. Obviously, you're supposed to take it, but yeah. I mean, there's warnings on that label.
There's a label on there that says, you know, not to operate equipment or cars or vehicles whenever you're taking that type of medication.
Yeah. So. Now, when it comes to compensation for a victim, in comparison to what would be an alcohol-related crash, drug-related crashes, I assume the same thing.
It's the same thing. It's the same thing. You can still, if you're found impaired and you're charged with DUI, there can be punitive damages actually for driving impaired. And
you know, look, obviously we talk about the compensation for victims and stuff like that, but the way it changes lives, I'm sure you've seen countless stories.
Right, we have, and prevention would be better. Right. You know, they're either life-changing injuries, sometimes there's death claims associated with these type of wrecks, and so if someone can hear this and make the choice to get a designated driver, Uber, ride share, you know, it's much better. It'll be much better for everyone in the long run. Just don't drive impaired. It can really change somebody's life.
And it's much easier to get a ride now than it has ever been.
Yeah, right. You know, much easier with the ride shares. You just app or phone call away. So, you know, you should take advantage of it.
Yeah, make the right decision. If folks are looking to reach out to you guys for any other information, or they have something they need to talk to an attorney about, how do they get a hold of you guys?
Yeah, so we're at 912 Kings Highway, just right down the road. Our number is 318-222-2772.
All right, man. Appreciate your time as always.
All right, thanks, Alex.
Let's go to Patrick.